Imagine a future world where you just take a snap of your Amazon product with your phone, and then ChatGPT tells you the best prompts to have a full set of professional quality images for your Amazon listing generated by AI, including even A+ content. Well, guys, the future is now, because we're going to show you how to do that in this episode. How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. I'm your host, Bradley Sutton, and this is the show that is our AIM, A-I-M, AI Monthly. We do this once a month where we talk about a different topic in the world of AI because it's taking over all parts of our lives, especially in Amazon, right? And so each month we bring on a different guest, and they're an expert in AI. Every other month we have our own kind of in-house guest, Andrew Bell, and we're going to invite him on in a little bit. We're going to learn about ChatGPT-5 today with our guest. But I'm curious, are you using ChatGPT in your everyday life? Are you using it in your e-commerce business? Let me know. Whatever you answer, guys, Andrew is going to have information that's going to help all of you. Especially we're going to be talking about images today, I know, and that's a very hot topic. Like, in the old days, we would have to pay $1,500 for a photo shoot. And you still can, nothing wrong with that. But most of us are like, hey, can I maybe not have to do a $1,500 photo shoot and just generate images from AI and not have 6 fingers and 7 toes and stuff like that, like was 2 years ago? You're going to find out the answer of that today. But anyways, Andrew, I think all the rage the last couple of weeks has been ChatGPT 5, just in the general sense about what it can do, just regular prompting. But today I brought you on especially to talk about what are the new things it can do as far as image generation. Because I already told you I wanted to do this topic like a month ago, but then you're like, hey, ChatGPT 5 might change a little bit of the things and make it even more robust. So let's wait a little bit until it comes out. And now it's out. So let us know. First of all, just before we start screen sharing and stuff, what are the biggest differences ChatGPT 5 and previous iterations?
Yeah, well, if you notice before, I like people like you go up to a menu, would you rather have one or would you rather have many different kind of models? And you notice like with ChatGPT, there's ChatGPT 4.0, there's O3, there's O4 mini, there's O4 mini high. I mean, all these different models. And then there's GPT 4.1. And the reason they have these is because each of them had a specialty. And so what GPT-5 does is it takes the best of all of them. So for example, GPT 4.5 excelled in creative writing. Well, GPT-5 took the best of that. GPT 4.1 took the best of, GPT 4.1 had instruction following as like its best superpower. And so GPT-5 took the instruction power of GPT 4.1. And then you had GPT 4.0, which was really good with visual reasoning, as well as text and, of course, conversation. And so they've sought to take the best of GPT 4.0 as well. And then there's O3 reasoning. And so, GPT-5 takes the best of O3 reasoning. So think of it like this. GPT-5 kind of like dumped out all the bad from each of the models and took what was best from each of the models to make it even more robust to be able to follow instructions, which is crucial for image generation. It's crucial for, putting keywords in your listings, and it's going to be very crucial to, like, for example, setting up campaigns for your PPC and things like that. And then I think with the 4.5, with the creative writing, it's going to inherently make your listings better too, with storytelling and emotional resonance and things like that. But today we're talking about how GPT-5 helps with instruction following and like developing the prompts itself, because its visual reasoning has, gone up. And so the first thing I think I want to do is kind of go through like image prompting hacks.
Okay. Let me ask you a question first, though, before we get into it.
Yeah.
I think it's on many people's minds. Now with ChatGPT 5, if I'm a serious Amazon seller, I think the answer is clear. If you're a new Amazon seller, absolutely. Like if you have a limited budget, you can probably get away with something. But even if I'm like a six-figure seller or somebody who's not just doing this as a side hustle and I don't really care about my listings too much. Can I take an iPhone picture of my product or a couple of them, and from there and ChatGPT 5 make a full lineup of images and A+ content for
Yeah.
my listing? The answer
I'll
is
give
yes.
you an
Even as an
example.
experienced seller, it's going to be high quality enough.
Yeah. Well,
Boom. All right, guys, there you heard it. This is why you got to stay to the end. This is what we're here for. All right. So,
one thing I was going to say is, like, the other day I was in Walmart and I would go through the sections, and I really like, Lego sets, and I really like the toy section too. I have twin girls, and so I was looking through there, and I would snap photos and upload it to GPT-5 and say, "Hey, I want you to recreate this in a room that's hyper relevant to that product." And it would go and it would do it very well. Now, I would definitely suggest, though, like, if you can, getting a high quality main image of your product and using that instead in the prompts. But yeah, I think we should just go ahead and dig right in.
all right, cool. What are we looking at here? This is image prompt. Is this a custom GPT or what is this?
Yes, I've actually created 4 specific exclusive gated GBTs for this audience, that I've been in the works for months. This one in particular actually creates the prompts based on, like, the best strategies that I've put forth. So let me kind of describe that a little bit. One thing that you always want to do in your prompts is you always want to put maximum quality, because there's actually 3 different stages in image generation. There's low quality, medium quality, high quality. And most people think when you use image generation that it's automatically just going to use high quality. Well, it doesn't. It decides based on what it thinks is best. So make sure in all your image prompts that you do, if you feel like you're not getting, the right kind of stuff, the text is off, things like that, definitely put maximum quality in there. That's a very that is, like, much less known than others. And then when you're doing putting your image in ChatGPT, you want to make sure that the image itself is not you're not describing it, but it only uses it as a reference. So I'm kind of going to go through and show you right here with, let's say, a bottle. So this is a water bottle that I uploaded here. Um, and here you can see that, it automatically gives you a lifestyle main image idea, square ratio, and then it gives you an infographic main image.
So
And
what
then
we're
it gives
looking
you,
at here is, instead of us having to know the exact prompt, and the fancy verbiage that works best for ChatGPT 5, you created a custom GPT where we just upload a image and then it's going to tell us what the
yeah,
prompt should be.
exactly. So instead of me saying, "Hey, this is obvious. You should respect this constraint rule. Never describe the product itself, only environment, mood, styling, composition around it. Oh, work in structured sets. Don't create images randomly. Design them in repeatable formats." I could go through and, give you all these tips that are good. Think like a director. Oh, it's not like all of us can think like a director, right? Write prompts as if giving cinematic instructions. Use language in photography and film. So basically, I've taken all the tips, from the over 5,000 images that I've generated over the course of my time using ChatGPT, and along with GPT-5, having generated over 200 images now and seeing what's best from there. And I've put this, into a GPT that takes the product image, and this is supposed to be a water bottle, and puts it into 5 clear prompts across infographic, lifestyle, each tailored to a sponsored brand ad, A plus, brand store, some more A plus. And so you see here it says a clean, sunlit, modern kitchen setting with the uploaded product image. This is key, because if you have the actual description of the product itself, it will usually mess it up, versus you want it to solely reference the image that you've uploaded. And so placed neatly on a polished marble countertop beside a bowl of fresh citrus fruits and glass of sparkling water with ice cubes. Natural daylight streams in from a large window, casting soft highlights across the scene, while a faint lens flare gives the composition a fresh, invigorating atmosphere. So instead of you having to, like, come up with all this stuff, it actually does it for you
Well,
per
what if
image.
I had something in mind though? I don't know how to maybe articulate it, but I'm like, you know what? I would I just like change a little bit of the things, and this just gives me a good guidance on what kind of structure is like? Maybe I want one instead of a, what does it say in a I mean, I'm assuming that's a kitchen because it's
Yep.
a, fresh citrus fruits, but I'm like, hey, this water bottle is for office people. So then would I just take some of the verbiage here and kind of like, change it to say, hey, I want this in an office setting? Or how would I do that? Because right here it's telling me what to write, but what if I don't want a kitchen?
Well, we're going to do this. Now we're going to do it 5. Give me 5 for the office use case. So now what it's
Wow.
done is given you 5 of them. Uploaded product image sits neatly beside a sleek laptop on a clean modern office desk
And
with
that was
matching
lightning fast.
finish.
You're doing this live, right?
Yeah, this is live.
That was crazy.
Yep. This is all live.
Eh,
Lifestyle, conference room, creative workspace, office productivity. And again, the key is having the uploaded product image as the reference point. Never you're describing the image itself. And so I guess, do you want to go ahead and test one here?
Let's do it.
Okay. Let's do conference room. And this is a tip that I have too. If you want to generate, if you have a paid account, you want to generate multiple images at a time, I definitely recommend going here to
What is
Sora.
that? Sora.
This is
Okay.
Sora. Sora is a video generation model, but it also has built in within it an image generation model. So when you come here, copy and paste the prompt like so, and then you want to um, upload. Here's the water bottle, for example. To go to Sora, um, open your sidebar, and you should see from here codecs, Sora, and then GPTs. You want to click Sora, and it'll take you right there. And if you have the paid account, you should definitely have this, and you should be allowed up to 4 images at a time. That way, you don't have to wait on one image at a time each of the
Nice.
times, which is nice. So I'm going to share this tab again, and so I'm going to go through and hit remix again to make sure there's more as well. And then as we're going to, I want to go ahead. Let me show you. This is an Amazon Premium A Plus content generator. So let me go ahead and upload the image here as well. That way we can get it there in the queue. And so what it's going to do, it's just going to go through its thinking mode. It's using a preferred model that you're able to set up. And in this case, I'm using GPT-5 thinking. In my estimation, is better. You can hit the skip button, but I promise you, you're going to get a better result uh, if you use thinking, because it's going to literally reason through everything I have set up in this prompt specifically.
So how to get to this, and then for the people listening on the podcast, not watching on YouTube, first of all, I suggest this is the one episode you probably should watch on YouTube once we have the link. But how did you get to that? Oh wow, that's pretty amazing. But how did you get to this part again? It's from ChatGPT,
Yeah, the
or this is
premium
part
A
of your
plus
custom
content.
GPT?
Are you talking about Sora?
What are we looking at right now? Is this Sora or is this
No. This is a custom GPT that I built too for you
okay?
guys. This is
So
specifically for A plus content, and
okay,
it's
so
going
there's
to go
two
through.
GPTs. There's one for doing the prompts, and then there's one for actually pasting the prompts and generating the image. Is that what's happening?
Exactly. And then
Got
here's
it.
another one you're going to get that's new specifically for your image decks that
Okay,
focuses more on lifestyle images.
excellent. So then Amazon product image generator, you uploaded the one image you just took with like a cell phone, and then you uploaded the prompt about, hey, do this in an office building, blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
And then it came out with, what is it, 4 options there or so?
Yes. So you have 4 options here, and you got to decide which is best. The reason I like 4 is because you get to decide which one you believe is best to do. And you can do as many mixes as you want. But the good thing is, like, it does the setting, um, which is nice as well. And so you would take each of those prompts that I have from image prompt generation, and you would plug those in to make sure that it works. So
Okay,
one, you would have
perfect.
one for the creative office, one for the conference room, and then for whatever other use case that you want as well. And you'll have 8 images to potentially choose from. And then if you're not happy with it, you can go right here and just click remix. and then it'll create another 4 for you. And what's nice is with the paid account too, there's unlimited image generation as fast as you want on Sora versus just
Okay.
doing it, on ChatGPT itself.
This one here that we're looking at, is this just like a lifestyle image?
Yep.
We're not the main one. And then, like this is probably something maybe you'd want to potentially have some text on, almost borderline infographic ish, how would I do that? Or I have to use a different prompt, or can I just add to a prompt here and say, hey, now take, this image and add these bullet points on here or something like that.
Yes, absolutely. So this one right here, style image creator, it's going to take anything from uh, Amazon, like an infographic that you want to choose that you believe is the best style of infographic, and it'll turn it into that style. So if I put this water bottle image in here with this, it'll take that water bottle and put it right in there with the right use case and text. And you'll have to, tinker with it a little bit as well. Uh, but most often, this is going to work. So in this case, it's going to also go through its thinking. And while that's happening, here's A plus content now, where it was thinking and it goes through the images that it's going to do. So leak proof locking lid, quick fill, fast refills, and it follows the format of premium A plus content that you'll see once you go into Seller Central in the modules. And then once you get here, it's going to go through now the use cases. So you get to decide, okay, do you want it in a gym bag on its side, no leaks, in a car cup holder on a bumpy road, tilted in a backpack, pocket outdoors, on a treadmill, bottle, tray, mid-run, or on an office desk? What do you think? We should do a gym bag. So you'd hit A here, and it would go through its steps here and create the image. So while that's going, you notice here with the product image deck generator, here's the
And
water
first of
bottle.
all, let me just call out something. Another thing that AI could not do well before was, let's say the product had like a brand, a logo, or a brand name or something. Usually it would completely warp it, or like, especially if it had
Yeah,
text, it would have like other letters it would add, and it was just transform it. But this one looks, pretty good compared to the original.
absolutely. So when it goes here like this, um, you can tell that it's now going to render the prompt, the infographic, and give you multiple prompts that would include this style of the image. So this image, but think water bottle with all the text on the left and then text on the right that are, relevant to the product itself.
So now we're even taking a step further. We're not just talking about image listings, but it's like sponsored brand and other applications for it. I like it.
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly
Okay.
right.
All right. What's next? What are we looking at?
Okay, so this premium A plus content, it's going through, and this is image one. So I clicked A in a gym bag on its sides, no leaks.
Okay.
So now it's going to go through. It automatically knows now it's going to be horizontal format. So in the instructions, in the prompt, I have it to where you're going to get horizontal format image, dedicated specifically to Amazon Premium A plus content. And I'm curious for those, do you guys do Premium A plus content or do you do A plus content? Because I actually have a GBT for both, and I can
Hmm.
upgrade the other one I have just for you guys so you can have A plus regular. So I'm curious.
Okay.
In the
I,
chat,
I would imagine that 80% of people here might just have regular A plus content, and then some of our more advanced ones,
okay.
20% might have premium.
Look
We
at
have
look
we
at
have a lot
that.
of both. Looks like, yeah, a
A
lot of
little bit
premium
A
and
plus.
regular.
Okay, premium.
Yeah.
Premium.
All right. So the premium. This is the one you're showing us. Is the premium A plus content
I'm
one.
showing
So
you
is
premium
this
A
a
plus
fourth?
content.
Is this now a fourth custom GPT, or
And
this
look
is
at
part of the
that.
third one?
There it is in a gym bag.
Okay. This would be one of the modules in an A plus content.
Yes. And once you're in there, you can obviously go in and zoom in, zoom in however you want to. But the thing is with ChatGPT, they only allow two different image formats, or three: vertical, horizontal, and square. but they're
Okay.
very specific. It's 1:1, 2:3, and 3:2 ratio. So you'll have to
Eh,
work with it there how you want. And then you would go back up here and
So
you
then
would click.
are you saying I might need to do some cropping or something to make it fit the actual A plus module if I wanted it to do that one long, long skinny banner one, or because of it's locked on size here, or what are you saying there?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So then it's going to go to that one. And then it's creating here. And the big thing here with image generation is obviously it takes time, right? But in
Yep.
the grand scheme of thing, okay, here you go.
Oh
So,
wow, it made a full one with text
yep,
and everything.
yep. Now you might not want to put like, oh, subtle LO logo detail. I don't know if that's really that important, but you can see here it has all the text that's necessary. One hand push open button, matte soft touch exterior, protective
Push
route
butt.
cover.
Push butt open. One hand. What in the world is that? Oh,
Oh,
push
push button.
button.
See, this is where
Yeah,
you
so
need
so
to,
sometimes there's some funny stuff. Like you might offend some people. Like, what are we pushing butts here and opening
yeah,
with
one
one
hand
hand?
push.
Like, what's going
Guys,
on?
that's supposed to be button. I promise. It's not a
Okay.
translation error.
So then, like when stuff like that happens, which is like hey, like we're still we're saving $1,000 here. We can take an extra 30 seconds to like reprompt something. Do I have to
Exactly.
start again, or do I say, hey, you misspelled button in this image? Can you redo it with this, or what's the best practice if there's little tweaks, whether it's a mistake or just something I like? Hey, I don't like that first bullet point. Do I say redo it? With my instructions,
Hmm.
or do I say, or what's the prompt?
You would do, okay. So what you would do is you'd want to go to Canva or something that's similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I can actually show you right now. It's really easy to do.
Okay, so now we're in Canva.
And then you want to go to Magic Eraser
Okay,
and, put the brush the way you want it. And then do this like that.
okay,
And then you can erase the text here like that. And then you can plug in the text that you want from here. Um, or if you want, you can just do this with all of them. You can go like that. And then you can pick your own text too to put in, and you at least have the aesthetic that you can do. So you do
okay.
that, you'd erase like so.
Is this a free version of Canva or this is a paid version?
No, this is a free. You can use this in
That's
the free
amazing.
version, actually.
Okay,
So
here I
there you
am
go.
battling in Photoshop and trying to do backgrounds and stuff, and this is so much easier. I need to start using Canva more.
Oh, Canva's great. I got a lot of hacks that comes to Canva. Their AI systems are very good, but their image generation is nothing near what ChatGPT is.
And what you did was you just downloaded the image that ChatGPT created and just uploaded it to Canva.
Yep, that's what
Okay,
I did.
okay, makes sense.
So yeah, just kind of work with it here. Notice though it replicates the style here of the product. You can put in any one you want. So if I wanted, I could put in this and say, hey, I want to use this one instead. And
Also, then like if in other words, if I see a product, it doesn't even have to be anything related to my product on Amazon, where I like the style and the vibe
exactly, and
of
any
what they
industry.
did, I
Because
upload.
notice
Oh,
I
I love it.
took one that was a pill.
A supplement, yeah. You put a supplement and said, "Hey, make based on this, make an image." I like it. About my
Exactly.
water bottle, amazing.
Yes, and then you can of course upload like do your brand colors and things like that as well. So that's super important to consider.
Okay, so is that the last part of this flow? We went from uploading the image to getting the prompts to actually getting the images and then doing A plus content. Was there anything else that we wanted to show before we go back to the beginning and just rehash the steps?
We can go back and rehash the steps. I think starting here is the
But is
most
this the last
important.
one? Was this the last one you had to show? The A plus
Yes,
content?
that was the last one I
Okay,
had to
perfect.
show.
Let's go back to the beginning because some people were came late and some people were just like, "Hey, I'm just kind of
Yes.
mind blown here. I need to see this again." So step one, take an image or take a photo of your product.
Yep.
Go into your image prompt generation 5 that everybody's going to get on the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Image prompt generation, and then where am I clicking? What did you just hit or you just entered it in the chat bot or the chat bot, the
Yep.
chat
Yeah, just
box?
drag your image in, or you can go here to upload. You just hit add photos and files.
Got it.
You can go there
Okay,
as well.
put
And
it there,
then
and I
you
don't even
hit
have to put any text or anything. I just push send, and
yep.
then
Exactly.
Now
Unless
it's
you want to
going to
put
give,
the one
okay.
thing you might want to put in
Mhm.
describing your product is sometimes like the size. So it can get the size wrong, not necessarily the
Good
aesthetic.
point.
So it's really important to put the size in there as well
Okay.
to
And
get a
then it's
better
going to
answer.
give me a set of prompts for how to do the infographics, the lifestyle, uh, main image, etc. And then where do I go now if I want to tweak this and do the other settings or something?
Yeah, you just literally go here and type in and you want your use cases. So if you like want this again in an office setting, or let's say gym bag prompts.
So type gym bag prompts into the chat box, press enter, and then it's going to redo all of the prompts. And guys, I'm just
First,
being overly descriptive here because there's a lot, thousands of people who listen to this on the podcast that they can't see it. So, and then now I have new suggestions via lifestyle. It says a modern locker room setting with sleek wooden lockers and a clean tiled bench. The composition is centered, crisp, and uncluttered with shallow depth of field focusing. Like, who in here would know to put these into a prompt? Like, we're never going to be able to
exactly.
fully unlock the power of these AI image generators without these kind of like advanced prompts. So this is great. Okay.
Yes, I think they call it meta prompting. Actually,
Yep.
is taking the prompts and using AI to make them, enhance them, make them even better. So I've basically taken all my tips that I have over the time I've done it. I think it was 15 total, which actually I'm going to include in an infographic as well that you're going to get created by me, and that you can reference if you want to, if you're really interested in like really getting down, and let's say you're a graphic designer and you're like, no, I want this language, you'll kind of know. But
Yeah.
I think any graphic designer, when looking at this, will see, oh yeah, this is definitely a cinematic style type set of
Yes.
prompts. And you don't want it to be too long as well to overwhelm the image prompt generation. Whereas with text, it's really good to be long, but with these, it's not necessarily as good. And
Okay.
if it doesn't, and then you can do, would you like me to expand into travel back use cases too? So yes. And by the way, in the prompt, it automatically is supposed to detect the 5 major use cases that are hyper relevant to your product to put in there
Okay.
for each of them. And I do have some planning, image prompt generation specific for A plus content, where it generates the prompts that you can use, and then also for brand stores as well, where you can put a little bit more stuff like learn more and and things like that as well. And then I'll have some too, not just square infographic images with the product, but also rectangular for A plus content as well. So
Okay.
more to come on that.
So then from here, where do I go now? Is it now a different custom GPT for actually copying this and pasting it there?
I would actually recommend this, I think, like I did before.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say it's a road truck. You then go from here,
Okay.
open
Copy it.
sidebar,
Go to the sidebar and then hit
and
Sora. Is that something that's automatically in ChatGPT
yes,
or is that something we have to add?
no, it's automatically in ChatGPT off to the
Perfect.
left. And you go down just slightly, it says Codex, and then it says Sora. And I purposefully don't use the $200 paid account because I know all users typically just use the paid account.
Mm-hmm.
And so I keep with the $20 a month account on purpose for that reason.
Okay.
So
So the
that way I'm
$20 a
testing.
month account should have the free or should have the Sora.
It does have Sora, the $20. And then you would
Perfect.
paste the
Perfect.
prompt in here, and then you would hit
Well,
plus.
I'm not seeing it anyway. Like you must have opened another tab or something.
There you go.
There we go.
So,
So then you hit Sora and then it opens up this explore
well,
page.
first, what you want to do is make sure that video is, you have image here and then video. Make sure it's on image.
Make sure
And
it's on
then
image, guys. Okay.
the 3 aspect ratios, 3:2, 1:1, and 2:3. You want to select 1:1 if you want like main image deck type stuff. If you want something related to A plus content or sponsored brand ads, you can use the 3:2.
Perfect.
And then
Okay.
here, and then
Then
hit.
paste what you guys copied from his custom GPT.
Yes,
and
exactly.
then upload the original image again, right?
Yep. Upload the original image here.
Okay.
You don't want it to describe it on its own. You want to use the reference image alone when prompting for putting your product in a lifestyle setting. And
All
then
right.
hit remix. And then within about, it takes around a minute to 2 minutes for it to create that. But what I
Okay.
recommend is going to activity up here and clicking it again,
Okay.
and then hit edit remix, and then hit remix again here. That way you have 8 now in the queue. So instead of having to wait for one image like you did for my GBTs there, you
Ah,
can
it's a nice
literally
little
get
hack.
8 within 5 minutes.
I like it. I like it. Okay.
So it makes things faster.
Excellent. Excellent. And then there's a separate GPT. We don't have to go through it again because you just did about the A plus content. So guys, this is something that you guys can play around with. I think a lot of people on this call have probably a paid GPT or custom GPT or chat GPT, and you're going to get the links to his custom GPTs again in the YouTube video. So this is going to be great to be able to have this and play around with it. You know, like what I would do, guys, is don't just, I mean, like if you already have if you have a brand new listing, I mean, obviously it's a no brainer. This is good to do. But if you have an existing listing and you want to just like do some other images, like a new main image or something, like these kind of prompts could like generate different main images. And then what you do is you go into Helium 10 audience. Most of you guys are Helium 10 users. Helium 10 audience is a pay per use, but Helium 10 audience goes out and you poll like 50 Amazon Prime users from your demographic. Like maybe this water bottle, you're targeting men from the age of 20 to 35 or whatever, right? So you would say, hey, let me target in Helium 10 audience 50 men from the ages of 20 to 35, and then generate multiple images or from what Andrew just showed, put it in this survey, and then say, hey, if you were searching for water bottle and these were the 4 images you saw, like which one makes you most want to click on it? And then usually there's always one that's like a clear winner. You know, test it against whatever you have now. And guys, I've done these kind of tests. You know, obviously not using this custom GP. I actually did a photo shoot before. I talked about this recently for a hemp pain cream or roll-on cream, and the new image, guys, what it did was it increased. I forgot the click-through rate, conversion rate, something. Just doing new images, changed it by 4%. 4%, 3 or 4, like 3.7 or something like that, right? Not like any astronomical number like, oh my God, it doubled the conversion rate. No. And this is not a product that sells 1,000 units a day or even 100. It sells like maybe 30 units a day at $30 a piece. What a 3% conversion rate difference means for you guys. Do you understand? This product, $20,000 for a year, just 3% increase. And you don't have to do a $1,500 photo shoot like I did, for this, because I did it a few, number of months ago before I knew about, all these things. So this just shows the power of what you can do with your ChatGPT account that you already have. If you have a free account, you probably can't do all this stuff. But if you've got that $20 a month account, he did not show anything that is not available to you guys on the $20 a month ChatGPT plan. And we are not affiliates of ChatGPT or anything. We don't get any kickbacks if you guys sign up or anything. But I'm just telling you guys how it is. So Andrew, thank you so much for this. Now guys, let's go ahead and open up some questions. All right. And yes, the A/B test again is Helium 10 audience. Every single Amazon seller should be using it for every single product launch. If you're not, you are literally leaving thousands of dollars on the table. It costs like, I don't know, $50, $70, depending on how many segments you do. But split testing before you have a listing is so important. All right. For your custom GPTs, Faye says, have they been trained on Amazon policies? Like they're not going to maybe show picture of drugs or nudity or something,
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Yes, they one thing that helps, if you notice, like so far, I don't really have human models in there for a purpose, even though I'm working on image generation that does one, because I'm personally not a big fan of them putting kids in image generation models. Now, maybe that's just me, but that's how I personally do my GBTs. If, that's not your, if that's not something that, if that's something that you're okay with, right? Then I can also create prompts for that as well. The one thing I don't do is for babies, just excluding that from the get go. But for Amazon policies, yes, it should, because I have the uploaded document in there. And if it's not working, this is the only way my GBTs get better, guys, is if you give me input and feedback that's honest. I tell people, if you think it's 1 star, give it a 1 star. Do not give me a 5 star if it's going to flatter me, because I want to make this better for you guys. But yes, it does. It has the uploaded document. And GPT-5 actually does better at reading documents if you have an uploaded document. If you need to write something that's based on that, GPT-5 is much better because it's much better at instruction following, and it's much better at going out and doing tasks for you, and bringing those documents in to make sure everything's compliant.
Okay. Susan says, it's my understanding Amazon requires a main image to be a professional photograph. I don't think,
would,
I mean,
no,
like
no,
people
no.
have been
I
doing
would
3D
suggest
images for years.
not using main image yet. There are some,
But the main image is literally what you took the picture of. You're just cleaning up the background. So technically that's not a generated image, right? Because you had to have taken the picture with an actual phone to even do this, right?
Yes, you would have to either that or upload the image of the product itself. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So by definition, guys, your main image is not going to be AI. I mean, it's going to be AI modified because it's like removing white background, or removing background and stuff. So main image is fine. The rest of the stuff, people have been using. Amazon likes people doing 3D images before.
Use the main image that you have. What I'm saying is, don't generate a main image from AI yet, if that makes sense. So you have your white background image, right? I would not suggest making your main image something. I just wouldn't even mess with your main image, but I would use the main image to create secondary images within the image deck.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining. Join us next week. Again, we have 2 workshops. If you like this one, we're going to have 2 excellent workshops on completely different subjects. One is going to be about AI in managing your advertising versus rules-based. I personally use rules-based, but Destiny, a guest expert, is going to be talking about the difference between the two. And then we have Vince coming on Tuesday, and he's going to be talking about the difference of, or how you can actually cut your, or double your sales while cutting your advertising spend. So that's going to be an interesting topic as well. h10.me/tacos August or tacos September for both of those. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Andrew, thanks so much. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye now.